Welcome, history enthusiasts, to a journey back in time. Today, we are not just reading about history, we are stepping right into it. Using cutting-edge AI, we've resurrected a city at the dawn of a new century, Geneva in the year 1600. Forget what you think you know. Imagine yourself walking these very streets over 400 years ago. The air is crisp, filled with the sounds of horse-drawn carts clattering over cobblestones, the distant chime of church bells, and the lively chatter of merchants and theologians. Geneva in 1600 wasn't just another European city. It was the heart of the Protestant Reformation, a beacon of new ideas that challenged the old world order, and a training ground for reformers who would spread their influence across the continent. Let's begin our tour at the very core of the city, the magnificent St. Pierre Cathedral. Today, its spire dominates the skyline, but in 1600, its significance was far more than architectural. This was the pulpit of John Calvin, the man who shaped Geneva's destiny. Although Calvin himself had passed away decades earlier, his spirit and teachings were etched into the very fabric of the city. His successor, Theodore Beza, continued his work, making Geneva a formidable intellectual and spiritual powerhouse. Inside these stone walls, sermons weren't just about faith, they were about governance, morality, and the creation of a new kind of society, a city of God on earth. The austere interior, stripped of its Catholic adornments, reflected the Reformation's focus on the Word of God, direct and unembellished. The buildings are tightly packed, with timber-framed upper stories leaning over the lanes below. These weren't just homes, they were workshops and businesses. Geneva was a city of skilled artisans. Clockmakers and watchmakers were already gaining a reputation for their incredible precision, a craft that demanded discipline and patience, virtues highly esteemed by the Calvinist work ethic. You'd also find printers and booksellers everywhere. The printing press was the internet of the 16th century, and Geneva was a major hub for publishing. Books and pamphlets containing Reformation ideas were printed here and smuggled across Europe, fueling the flames of religious change far and wide. Life here was governed by a strict moral code, overseen by the consistory. This council of pastors and elders met weekly to enforce public order and religious doctrine. Everything from missing church services to playing cards could land you in front of them. It was a society that valued discipline, piety, and community above all else. This might sound severe to us, but for the people of Geneva, it was the foundation of their orderly. Now, let's move towards the city walls. In 1600, Geneva was a fortified city-state, a republic surrounded by powerful, often hostile, Catholic neighbors, most notably the Duke of Savoy. These formidable ramparts and bastions weren't for show. They were a daily reminder of the constant threat of invasion. Every able-bodied male citizen was part of the militia, trained to defend their home at a moment's notice. The spirit of independence was fierce. They saw themselves as a chosen people, guarding a precious flame of faith and freedom against a hostile world. As we approach the lake, the scene changes. The Rhone River flows powerfully from Lake Geneva, driving the mills that were vital to the city's economy. The port was a hive of activity, with boats bringing in grain, wine, and other essential goods. Despite its landlocked position, Geneva was a crucial crossroads for trade, connecting France, Italy, and the German-speaking lands. Merchants from across Europe could be found haggling in the marketplace near the shore, their different languages adding to the city's cosmopolitan feel. But even here, Calvin's influence was felt. Education was another cornerstone of Genevan society. In 1559, Calvin founded the Genevan Academy, which we now know as the University of Geneva. By 1600, it was one of the most respected centers of learning in Protestant Europe. Young men from Scotland, the Netherlands, France, and Germany flocked here to study theology, law, and medicine under renowned scholars. They came to absorb the principles of the Reformation and then returned to their home countries as pastors, teachers, and leaders, spreading Geneva's influence across the globe. The Academy was the engine of the international Reformation movement, a testament to the city's belief in the power of knowledge and reason. As dusk begins to settle over our reconstructed city, let's imagine the gates being shut for the night. The city guard takes up their positions on the walls. The streets grow quiet, save for the footsteps of the night watchman making his rounds. Just 2 years after the moment we are witnessing, in 1602, the Duke of Savoy would launch a surprise attack on the city in the middle of the night, an event famously known as l'Escalade. The citizens of Geneva, from soldiers to ordinary men, would heroically repel the invaders, cementing their legacy as a bastion of freedom. The spirit we see in the streets of our 1600 reconstruction, the discipline, the readiness, the fierce civic pride, is what would save the city on that fateful night. What our AI reconstruction shows us is more than just old buildings. It reveals the soul of a city at a pivotal moment in history. Geneva in 1600 was a crucible where new ideas about faith, government, and society were forged. It was a city that, despite its small size, cast a very long shadow, influencing the course of Western civilization in ways that still resonate today. Its commitment to education, civic duty, and self-governance laid the groundwork for modern democratic thought. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey back to Geneva in the year 1600. It is a powerful reminder that history is not just a collection of dates and facts. If you enjoyed this trip through time, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next historical reconstruction. Let us know in the comments which city you'd like to see us bring back to life next. Thanks for watching.